What's up guys, my name's Max, you're watching 999 Laser, and underneath this cover lies our beastly 700cc two-stroke monster. Now before I reveal the Megalodon to you, let me remind you of how we got here. First we found a monster 700cc mega motor from a sidecar racer in Newcastle. Next we had to find the perfect frame for our project, so we travelled to Dave Clark Racing to pick up an old Husselberg 650 chassis. We then dropped them both off with our mad hat bike builder Chris Thorpe. Chris worked his magic. After a lot of hard work and a fair bit of industrial language, we were finally able to drop our motor into the frame. After that, I left our bonkers builder alone to plug the holes and finish the fabrication, whilst I went on a nationwide road trip to find solutions to our problems and pick up parts to beautify our bike. This bike is going to be absolutely crazy. Trust me, she already looks like the dog's danglies, and you'll be seeing that for yourself very soon. But when she gets on track, she's going to be downright insane. A pure terror. But just remember guys, this entire project wouldn't have been possible without the support of Muc-Off. They've come on board to sponsor the entire series, and I legitimately wouldn't have had the confidence to pull the trigger on this build without their help. So if you're enjoying the bike and the build series so far, say a big thank you to the awesome guys at Muc-Off by checking them out next time you need to stock up on essentials to clean, protect and lubricate your bike. There's a link in the description down below. Coming up in this episode, wheels, suspension and graphics are all sorted, and once we've gathered all of our parts, the final build can commence and the Megalodon will be revealed.
Morning. Can you come to work, Roland? Why, yeah, doesn't make a smile.
Right, so we're here at Hardcore Racing today. I've brewed some coffees to butter up the boss to make sure he does a good job cleaning our parts. And you can see Roland's two-stroke lover himself. We didn't realise just how ratty and old and horrible the parts on our bike were until we started getting some new bits arrive at the bike builders last week. And we took our swing arm out. It's pretty old, pretty dirty, so we brought it over to Roland today, and he's going to clean her up in the Vapor Blaster to make her look like new for when we put the bike back together and reveal it to you guys in a hopefully next episode. So we're going to Roland's now. I'm going to start the cleaning process. Right, as you can see, she's pretty grubby, pretty dirty, pretty nasty. So the plan is Roland's going to get her in the Vapor Blaster here and make her look brand new. How much does one of these set you back, Roland?
Retail new with the accessories this one has at 16 grand, and then you need sensibly to run it properly another £6,000–7,000 worth of compressor.
Jeez.
So you're looking 23–24 grand worth of stuff.
So the £2.50 we're paying you to do this is
yeah,
going to
cost of
contribute.
coffee that I paid you to do this is...
Yeah, that's right. It's going to take a lot of coffee to pay for it.
So while Roland's working on the swing arm, I'll show you some other bits that we've got to work on as well. This is the before shots, and we'll show you the after once Roland's finished. Don't forget, merch is available, Megalodon merch available on our Teespring store. Link is in the description down below. So if you look to grab a t-shirt, head over there. Right, so it's the moment of truth. Roland's finished. Let's open her up.
Yeah.
See it, how good it looks. You go in there. Look at that. Oh, brand new. Oh, you just rolled out the factory. Look at that. So if you want any parts Vapor Blasted for your dirt bike, road bike, anything, give a Hardcore Racing in Ramsey a shout. We'll get your parts looking like this. Last time we picked the brains of our suspension expert to try and figure out the best way forward for the Megalodon. And now we're heading back to WP to see what Gareth has in store for us. Right, so with the power and the weight of the Megalodon, we need to make sure that the suspension is right. So we've come here to the WP UK HQ and we've met up with the brand manager, WP brand manager Gareth Edmonds. He's currently servicing our shock from the original Husberg. He's also hooked us up with some fresh forks, some pretty much brand new, aren't they, Gareth? So Gareth's going to talk us through what he's got for us, and he's going to tell us all we need to know about the suspension and the settings for the Megalodon. Right, so we're in the workshop with WP brand manager Gareth Edmonds, who's hooked us up with a fresh set of forks, pretty much, aren't they?
Yeah.
For our new beast. So Gareth, just talk us through exactly what we've got here.
Yeah, so this is a lightly used set of 48mm AER air spring forks out of a modern range of KTM Husqvarna gas bikes, motocross bikes. Beauty of these as a base setup is it's easy to change the sprint rate via air pressure, so it's an easy thing for you to get going if it's a little bit too hard or too soft. Initially we can play around with that.
Too soft.
Yeah. At the moment they've been set for a modern day 450, so
we shouldn't be too far.
We shouldn't be a million miles away. I think the bikes have got a lot lighter over the years, but it's a good starting point. So I've gone through them, serviced some sort of new seals and bushes, just fresh oil, and then later on we might have something else for them, but that might be for another episode.
Yeah.
With regards to the shock,
Caused you a bit more of a headache, this, has it?
Yeah, I don't want to say headache, it's not too bad, it's just different ideas on what we could go with, whether we went with the existing shock or whether we found a new shock that would fit, of which we had some options. We actually had this here, which I think would fit. It might be a bit of, depending on what you're doing with the rest of the bike. So we've got a brand new shock, pro component shock out of the 890 Adventure bike, which could be set up to fit, but obviously we had an existing shock that you had that had an enduro setting in, which is I've literally just stripped it and laid it out on the bench so you can see it. Actually internally it wasn't that bad. The only thing that's not really available anymore is the springs that we use there, and I'm still looking to see if we have an alternative spring that we can use. If not, I think we're just going to have to get that. You'll have to get that cleaned up and powder coated, so it looks like new again. Other than that, it's going through the shims, cleaning the shims, just making sure there's no damage on any of those. And obviously, in this instance, we're also changing the setting that's inside.
So Gareth stripped our shock completely and replaced all the parts that needed replacing. To finish the service, he's checking all of the shims and changing the settings from enduro to motocross.
So you can just see here, there's little holes in the bush, and they line up with the holes in the shaft, just to ensure you've got it's important to ensure they're lined up so you've got the correct oil flow. So this tool goes over the top of the two pistons and it just makes sure they're aligned, so you've got if they were offset slightly when you clamp them down, because obviously there's a tolerance of putting them on the shaft. If they were offset, then you would get friction build up in the shock and the shock wouldn't work properly. So this tool just allows you to align the pistons, and then you just need to hold that shaft in, the hole in position on the shaft that we looked at before for the oil flow. And that's all tight and ready to go. Although the oil that came out of the shock wasn't actually that bad, as in it hadn't discoloured that bad, over the years, I mean, we don't know when that shock was last in bits, it will degrade naturally over time and lose its sort of lubrication properties and things like that. So it's always, that's probably the most basic thing you can do with servicing, is just changing the oil, even if you're not changing any components. Yeah, so now we've built all the shock up. We've filled it with oil. Obviously there'll still be some amount of air in the shock, so we plug it into the vacuum pump, and then that basically sucks, vacuums all the oil out of the shock, and then once it's pulled its depression and got all the air out, you then force oil back in, and you go through a sequence of that, just making sure it's fully bled. So so that's your shock all bled up now, so the last thing we've got to do is just charge it with nitrogen. All we've got to do is set the clickers in the right position and we're good to go.
Yeah, so we're setting the clickers to
Yeah.
what they would be back in the day for that 550.
Yeah. There we go. So, one finished shock. All we've got to do is we've got to check what spring's got to go on, get you set up with your sag, fit it in the bike, and good to go.
Yeah, so once again, Gav, thanks for all your help on
No
the
problem.
suspension for the project. Obviously, the bike's going to be a unit, it's going to be fast, it's going to be heavy, so we just want to try and make it as safe as possible,
Yeah.
so that's why we come to you guys.
Cool.
With suspension now sorted, the next box to tick on our health and safety checklist was to find a proper sturdy set of wheels to support our beast. So we're here just outside of Birmingham at SM Pro Wheels to pick up our shoes, let's say. We're obviously tricking out our bike with all the fancy bits we can, and every bike needs a nice pair of shoes, so that's what we're here today to do. So obviously you can see what these guys can do here at SM Pro. But you guys, I want you guys to guess what colour we're getting for the Megalodon. So these are all customers.
These are all for orders, yeah. Everything's pretty much built to order.
So it's not only dirt bike stuff you do.
No, we've got like Supermoto, all custom stuff like twin colour fades, black spokes.
The
orange
twin
black-
colour stuff, I was looking in the showroom, looks so trick.
Oh yeah, I mean something like this. Got a Cerakoted hub. It's quite a new thing that we started doing about 12 months ago. So the hub's been ceramic coated. We do that in house.
Just tell us about the SM Pro wheels and how strong they are and what makes them so good. Like you were just saying,
It's all to do with our spokes are our own spokes. They're high tensile stainless steel Bulldog spokes used by massive wheel builders all around the world. We use a cross-free lacing pattern, which is a bit stronger than like a cross-2 pattern. And then our rims are a typical 7050 grade aluminium, which is an aircraft grade aluminium.
one thing that we were looking for is the quality, because obviously we're building this big Shubert bike that's going to be fast and heavy, so we're just trying to make it as safe as possible. So
I mean,
strong wheels, decent suspension.
yeah,
two of the key things for us.
yeah.
One of the great things with working with these guys was we was able to talk to them directly. They was able to kind of meet our specifications with our weird bike with things swapped over. They was able to meet those specifications. Also, they was able to customise our hubs there with some etching. So this is how that's done.
So this is just a sort of a standard rim, but so you've got the artwork up on there. And there it is, etches away. Yeah.
So they can offer a range of fonts. They offered us a load of different designs. We picked the one that we thought looked coolest, but that's just another option you can do with this etching machine to really customise your wheels to exactly how you want.
So this is where we basically do all the powder coating and the Cerakoting. We do all that on inside. Hubs, rims, frames, handlebars, you name it. We've probably done it. So yeah, this is basically the manufacturing side of the business. This is where we make all the spokes. We've got here the formers of wire. We get the wire come in and then it's run through various machines, which I'll show you right now. Yeah, so here we've got the polishers. After the spokes are run through the machines, they get dropped in the polishers, get polished up nice and shiny, and then they're also put in maize to be cleaned off.
Yeah, it's a lot more complicated to build a wheel than you think when you pick it up and it's just finished thing, and you walk through the whole building, it's like, wow. Even that etching machine, that was cool, that was. So here we are, just outside of Birmingham at SM Pro Wheels. We've got Harry Bradley, off-road manager from SM Pro here, and he's got a little present for us, I think.
Yeah, so almost on time. Got a nice set of
Bang on time for
wheels
us, mate. Look at
for your
that.
pretty special build. Obviously sponsored by Muck-Off, so we've got some purple in there.
Purple. And look on the back there. John William. Basically, we're dripping our bike with as much cool stuff as we can, and we know like every outfit needs a nice pair of shoes. So here's our designer shoes.
It's got to fit the tyres now, Alex.
Yeah, I'm not going to be responsible for anything. That's the thing, because They look so nice, don't they? You can do that. You can do that. So we're just going to attempt to put some tyres on our fresh set of wheels. Wish us luck. Fingers crossed we don't do any damage to these little beauties. Surprisingly, we were actually able to get our tyres fitted fairly easily and with no injuries to our precious rims. After that success, I then set my mind to our graphics. I knew we needed an eye-catching design and I had some cool ideas, but I needed some help to bring it all to life. So Special Bike needs some special graphics and we're here at ESP today to get that job done. Ben's in there designing away at the moment and we'll show you what he's up to in just a moment's time. But earlier on in the series I said that finding a fresh set of plastics for our bike was going to be a bit of a headache. As you can see, the stuff that came on our 2001 Husberg FE650 is pretty grubby, it's pretty old, it's pretty tired, and I did not want to use this stuff for our special bike. We got in contact with a guy called Philip Clark, that's right, yep, Philip Clark, and Phil produces this stuff. Carbon fibre plastics, I'm calling it, but it's carbon fibre, handmade by Phil, especially for the Husberg FE650. Phil does a load of stuff for Husberg. He's a big fan of the brand, and yeah, he does all the carbon fibre bits. So we got rad shrouds, the back end number board as well that Phil's done for us. So if you're looking for some carbon fibre for your own Husberg, give Phil a shout on Facebook. This is the type of stuff he produces. But yeah, let's get designing. On the front fender, do you know how like Spitfires in World War II had like the shark mouth on the cone nose of the plane?
From the side,
From the side, that works. With the eye you can tell what it is, it doesn't just look like a weird looking vagina. If the shark wasn't there, could we make the text any bigger? Or do you think that's as big as the text can go?
It's as big as it can go because of that hole.
Stand out.
Yeah.
Whereas on the picture, you won't even see that.
Do what we said about putting the stick at the other side of the hole.
Just to stop stuff sticking to the
Yeah.
inside.
I mean, if it doesn't work, we can always.
Trim it round, trim the hole up, but
Yeah.
then obviously you'll have the logo trimmed
Yeah.
out. But people do it all the time with the logo
Yeah.
trimmed out. It's just how it is.
I think it looks.
That looks sick, doesn't it? That does look sick. So a massive thanks goes to Ben from ESP, or Extreme Sports People, who have hooked us up with these graphics today. If you want any graphics doing, shirts, printing, be sure to check out Ben on Facebook. That's the best way to do it, Ben? Yeah. So check out ESP on Facebook. I'll put a link in the description down below and you can get a set of graphics just like ours made up for yourself. So check out Ben and ESP on Facebook. Right, so Ben's worked his magic. We've got a sick set of graphics on the way, but you're gonna have to wait a little while to see them. I'm not gonna show you the full set until they're on the bike and we've got everything complete, and you can see the Megalodon 700 in all its glory when everything is on the bike and ready to go. So we're printing now. We're gonna be able to take away our graphics today, but I'm not gonna show you just yet. Right, so we're just back at Roland's, and Roland is the importer of HGS, and he's just giving us some special presents. What we got, Roland?
Well, we've got a couple of exhaust pipes for your project bike here. They're designed specifically for a 700cc two-stroke. Manufactured in a HGS factory, especially for you boys.
Big thank you to Henry and all the boys at HGS for sorting out these special pipes for our 700, because nothing else fits.
No, nothing fits.
Armed with pipe, wheels, suspension and the rest of our parts, we were finally ready to get back in the workshop and start building up the Megalodon. The process wasn't without its trials and tribulations, but I'll tell you more about that in the next episode. For now, you better get ready, because we're only a matter of moments away from unleashing the beast. So, it's been a long, winding road to get to this point. And underneath this cover, like I said, lies our beast. So, let me show you. Now, as you can see, if you watch carefully, the Megalodon isn't quite finished yet. We've got some headaches to solve, i.e. the pipe, the airbox, and a couple other things that we've worked out whilst we've been conducting the final build today. Turns out it's not the actual final build, but just look at the beast. Look at her, isn't she beautiful? Graphics from ESP, tank from Italy, powder coated frame, Pro Taper bars, SMP Pro wheels. She just looks stunning. Obviously, we've got the HS pipe on there as well, but doesn't quite fit yet. So, like I said, we've got some headaches to overcome. And in the next episode, we're going to be back in the workshop to try and get this old beast running. So, next episode, stay tuned. The goal is to get the Megalodon running. The beast will live next time. Thanks for watching, guys. My name's Max. This has been 999 Laser. Remember to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Muc Off, for supporting the entire build project. As you can see, we're showing the love ourselves, but we wouldn't be able to pull the trigger on this without their support. So say a big thank you to those guys by checking them out. Next time you need to stock up on any of your cleaning essentials or products to lube or protect your bike. So definitely check out Muc Off. Share this video if you've enjoyed it, like it if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Till next time, I'll see you at the track. I also want to say a big thank you to everyone that has helped on the project so far, and to you guys for watching. If you enjoy big bore two-strokes as much as us, be sure to check out Ken and the team over on the Kaplan America channel. They are currently doing some really cool things to raise money for their motorcycle museum, meaning that you could get your hands on one of their prized CR500s. Check out the video on Ken's channel for more information. I've linked it down below. Ken and the boys are trying to keep two strokes alive, and we're here to support their cause. Check it out, guys.